Have you ever wondered how to balance your emotions and logic in decision-making? If so, you're not alone. It's a common struggle many of us face. But what if I told you there's a concept that can help you find that balance? This concept, known as wise mind, is a key component of Dialectical Behavior Therapy, or DBT for short. It's a state of mind that beautifully marries emotional sensitivity with rational thought. This balanced approach allows you to take into account both the emotional and logical aspects of a situation, enabling you to make decisions that are not only effective but also in line with your values and goals. The importance of wise mind in decision-making can't be overstated, as it fosters a more thorough understanding of situations and encourages a more thoughtful response. So, let's dive in and get a better understanding of this concept. Firstly, let's unpack the emotion mind. This is a state where our feelings take the driver's seat, steering our thoughts and actions with their intense energy. It's like being in the throes of a powerful storm, with our emotions as the tempestuous winds and waves that dictate our course. In the realm of emotion mind, our feelings become the primary source of our decisions, whether it's a surge of joy, a wave of anger, or a shroud of sadness. These strong emotions can cloud our judgment, making us prone to impulsive or irrational actions. It's like trying to navigate through a dense fog with only our feelings as our compass. Now, don't get me wrong, emotion mind isn't inherently bad. Our emotions are a fundamental part of our human experience. They add color to our lives, fuel our passions, and often guide us towards what matters most to us. But just as a car is more than just its engine, we are more than just our emotions. When we operate solely from emotion mind, we risk overlooking the bigger picture. We may disregard logical considerations or potential consequences, focusing instead on the immediate emotional payoff. It's like crossing the street with our eyes closed, guided only by the sound of the traffic. Emotion. Mind can lead to impulsive behaviors, like making a hasty decision based on a fleeting feeling, or acting out in anger without considering the repercussions. It can also lead to irrational actions, like clinging to beliefs or behaviors that are clearly not serving us well, simply because they feel familiar or comforting. However, it's important to remember that emotion mind is just one part of the equation. It's one side of the coin, and while it can be tumultuous and unpredictable, it's still an integral part of who we are. It's the fire that fuels our spirit, the spark that ignites our creativity, and the wellspring of our empathy and compassion. Now that we understand emotion mind, let's move on to its counterpart, the reasonable mind. Let's delve into the reasonable mind now. The reasonable mind is like the cool-headed friend in a crisis, the one who stays calm, evaluates the situation objectively, and makes decisions based on facts and logic. This state of mind is driven by rational thinking, where thoughts and behaviors are guided by evidence, logic, and reasoning. It's the part of your mind that values objectivity, plans carefully, and seeks to understand the world based on facts. Imagine you're in a heated argument with a friend. Your reasonable mind would prompt you to step back, analyze the situation objectively, and respond based on logic rather than letting your emotions take the wheel. However, while reasonable mind is excellent at analyzing and problem-solving, it's not without its flaws. One major shortcoming is the potential for disregarding emotions. Let's say you're deciding whether or not to take a new job. Your reasonable mind might list the pros and cons, consider the financial implications, and evaluate the potential for career growth. But what if this job makes you feel uneasy or doesn't align with your personal values? Your reasonable mind might overlook these feelings, viewing them as irrelevant in the face of cold, hard facts. The reasonable mind can be like a scientist, dispassionately observing and analyzing the world. But humans are not mere observers of the world. We are participants too, and our emotions play a vital role in our experiences. Emotions can provide valuable insight into our needs, values, and desires, and they can guide us towards actions that are meaningful and fulfilling. So while the reasonable mind has its strengths, relying solely on it can lead to decisions that ignore important emotional aspects of our lives. It's like trying to navigate a ship with only a compass, but no wind. You might know the direction, but without the force of the wind, our emotions, you could end up feeling stuck or disconnected from your journey. Having explored both emotion mind and reasonable mind, it's time to bring them together into the wise mind. At the intersection of emotion mind and reasonable mind, we find the wise mind. This is where the magic happens, where we blend the best of both worlds, integrating both our emotional sensitivity and our rational thought to arrive at a balanced decision-making approach. The wise mind, in essence, is the sweet spot, the golden mean between the passionate intensity of the emotion mind and the cool logic of the reasonable mind. It's like having a built-in compass guiding us towards choices that are both emotionally fulfilling and logically sound. Imagine it as a kind of internal dialogue, where the emotion mind and the reasonable mind engage in a respectful, collaborative conversation. The emotion mind brings to the table our feelings, instincts, and gut reactions. It's our emotional intelligence at work, helping us empathize with others and connect with our own desires and values. On the other hand, the reasonable mind provides a logical framework, offering facts, evidence, and rational analysis. It's our critical thinking skills in action, helping us to stay objective, weigh pros and cons, and anticipate consequences. Now, the wise mind is not about suppressing emotions in favor of logic, nor is it about disregarding rational thought to follow our feelings blindly. It's about embracing both and recognizing that they each have their unique strengths and crucial roles in our decision-making process. The benefits of this balanced approach are manifold. When we operate from the wise mind, we are more likely to make decisions that align with our true values and long-term goals. We are better equipped to handle conflicts, manage stress, and navigate complex situations. In essence, we become more resilient, more aware, and yes, wiser. So the wise mind is not some elusive, abstract concept. It's a practical, accessible tool that we can all cultivate and use in our everyday lives. It's about being mindful and present, acknowledging our emotions without judgment, and applying reason without detachment. The wise mind, as you can see, offers a balanced, effective approach to decision-making. It encourages us to strike a harmonious balance between heart and mind, granting us the wisdom to make choices that are not only smart, but also deeply satisfying. But what does wise mind look like in practice? Let's delve into the key characteristics to find out. First off, we have clarity. When you're in wise mind, you perceive situations with a clear, unclouded lens. This means understanding both the emotional and logical aspects of a situation. It's like having a panoramic view of a landscape, where you can see the whole picture without getting lost in the details. Next comes intuition. This isn't about guessing or making assumptions. Rather, it's a deep-seated sense of knowing what's right or true, based on a combo of emotional and rational input. It's like having an internal compass that guides you, even when the path ahead isn't clearly marked. Balance is another key ingredient in the wise mind recipe. It's not about shutting off emotions or disregarding logic. Instead, it's about finding that sweet spot where both coexist and complement each other. It's like walking on a tightrope, where leaning too much on either side can make you lose your footing. Then, there's openness. This involves being open to experience and willing to consider different perspectives. It's like being a traveler exploring unknown territories, open to the surprises and discoveries that come along the way. Finally, we have effectiveness. In wise mind, you're able to make decisions and take actions that are effective in achieving your goals and meeting your needs. It's like being an archer who hits the bullseye, not just shooting arrows aimlessly. So, to recap, the characteristics of wise mind are clarity, intuition, balance, openness, and effectiveness. It's like being a clear-sighted, intuitive, balanced, open, and effective explorer on a journey through life's landscapes. Remember, these characteristics aren't something you either have or you don't. They're skills that can be cultivated and honed just like any other. These characteristics help us recognize when we are operating from a place of wise mind. So the next time you find yourself in a challenging situation, ask yourself, am I seeing clearly? Am I listening to my intuition? Am I balancing my emotions and logic? Am I open to different perspectives? Am I making effective decisions? If the answer is yes, then you're in wise mind, my friend, and that's a great place to be. You might be wondering, how can I cultivate this wise mind? Well, cultivating wise mind is akin to exercising a muscle. The more you practice, the stronger it gets. Let's delve into some techniques. Mindfulness is a great starting point. It involves being fully present in the moment and accepting it without judgment. This allows you to observe your emotions and thoughts from a distance, rather than getting swept up in them. Meditation is another valuable tool. By focusing on your breath or a mantra, you can help quiet the chatter in your mind, and in this silence, you often find wisdom. Lastly, self-reflection is key. This involves taking time to introspect and understand your thoughts and emotions. It's about asking yourself, why do I feel this way? Or what led me to this decision? These practices can help you build the bridge between your emotional and reasonable mind, leading to the balance that is wise mind. With practice, you can develop the skill to access your wise mind more easily in your daily life. In conclusion, wise mind is a crucial concept in dialectical behavior therapy. It's an ideal state of mind, integrating both the emotional sensitivity of the emotion mind and the logical reasoning of the reasonable mind. By cultivating wise mind through mindfulness, meditation, and self-reflection, we can achieve clarity, intuition, balance, openness, and effectiveness in our decisions and actions. Remember, wise mind is about finding a balance between emotions and logic, enabling you to navigate life's challenges with greater awareness and resilience.